morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends and welcome back to Limbus Company. So, the Refraction Railway, it's over, we're done, we're moving on, we're finally continuing with the story again after 5 videos. I don't have enough lunacy to do an extraction, although I suppose I could do a daily. That's something, yeah, let's do a daily, like, you know, one of the little ones and see if we can, I don't know, maybe something cool will come of it, or not, I don't know, I'll never tell. But I'm looking forward to continuing with the story. A lot has happened, there is a lot more to happen, unsurprisingly nothing came of that. Can you do one of those per? You can. Well, fuck it then, why not? We'll do 3 or 2, I don't know, standard extraction is apparently pretty useless, but worth a shot, I'd say. Gives us something to look at, I suppose. Nah, at least we did get a Merceau though. Ah, fuck it, let's do all 3, I'm on fire, can't be stopped. Oh yeah. What do you got for me? Fuck all. I love it. Yes, looking forward to continuing the story, but there is one thing we need to do before we continue the story. We must return to the railway and pick up our many rewards. Yes. Very good. Oh yeah, there are tickets I'm getting from this. I forgot about that. I forgot we get those. Nice. Good. Claim all. Unlock the rewards, bitch. You know it. Beautiful. And now there's nothing more to get from this, I don't think. Because I'm pretty yeah, season 3 already ended, so I can't get that. That's fine. Not particularly bothered. Got all the stuff. This is done. Fuck it. A guaranteed season 3 identity, considering the facts that there will be no more season 3 identities coming out. And I'd really love to get Blade Lineage Faust, because, I mean, 7 Faust is amazing, so Blade Lineage Faust is probably amazing as well. You can hear that I'm struggling with my words today. I'm a little tired. I'm always tired. It's nothing unusual. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Wow. Those 2 are spinning more quickly. But that means fuck all. Okay. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh well, fuck it, whatever. Not gonna be a lot going on here. I guess we'll get ego shards. Oh, okay. You fucking bastard, come on. Just give me some Faust. All I want is just a little bit of Faust, please. I never thought I'd say that, but here we are. I just want a little bit of Faust. Oh. To be fair, that's a lot of ego shards though, so that's quite nice. Alright, I'd almost say that was worth it in of itself. And I do have enough to do 10 extractions, but we'll wait for that. We'll use that later. Alright, so what do we got? We've got 1 mini, which will probably evolve into more minis, wouldn't surprise me. And then we've got Miracle in District 20. We can do the Christmas thing that was happening when I first started playing, which is pretty nuts that we're finally going back to how it all began. Is this my office on the boat? Because that looks pretty fucking sweet. Or is this my room? Or is this Dante's room, like, on the bus in general? Because it is pretty swanky. It's been a long while since I was able to relax like this, all alone in my room with not a concern in my mind. Fucking savor it, buddy. It will not last. Maybe it's because a heavy burden had been lifted from my heart. I told the sinners that we should take a day off or so in our respective rooms. After what happened, we deserve a good rest. Yeah, kinda. A big part of that decision was also to relieve Yi Sang of his seasickness, at least for a day. I don't think the sinners' rooms sway with the waves. That poor boy can't lose much more weight. He's already very small. We're still a ways away from getting out of the Great Lake. I thought it would be a good idea to have a day like this where we could just sit and relax. Of course, this wasn't like a real vacation or anything. If anything were to happen, this little time off would be over just like that. If, I don't know, there was a fucking wave or 20. Like that eardrum-tearing siren of Mephistopheles always finds the worst times to go off, for example. Oh, yeah. I had a feeling that something like this was going to happen. I'm not even upset at this point. This siren better be worth getting off our bums for. Fucking swear to Christ, mate. There was naught to do in our respective chambers anyway, Heathcliff. I imagine that the time spent alone in thy room must have been quite dreary indeed. He was reading their hair salon voucher. Oh, I can be a contemplative man from time to time, alright. Gasp! For truth? Oi, clockhead, one clock turning coming right up. This will be the last one in a while, so just take one for the team, alright? Aren't you gonna ask Vergilius for permission too? Remember? Remember that? Ah, bollocks. I think I'm starting to get a handle on how to manage Heathcliff. I think Heathcliff's also become more reasonable, which helps. I don't know, we'll see. Good news, Heathcliff. Turns out you can brain Don Quixote after all. This volatility alarm seems to be something we can make use of. Then, indeed, a notable change has occurred in one of the mirror dungeon doors. This Dante, the short downtime you suggested is not fucking happening, alright? Yeah, I know. I knew something like this was going to happen anyway. I'm here as well, by the way. I see. Then let us investigate the area where the volatility was detected. There was something odd about the way Faust and Vergilius were looking at me, but I was too busy to worry about the two of them. I had to somehow convince the sinners, who had their long-awaited proper break taken away from them as soon as it started, to get to work. Another locked door is opened. The keep out tapes have also disappeared. It is Dungeon 3, how fun. The door looks a bit bluish this time, doesn't it? I don't like blue. Where did the other doors go? I don't think they were blue like this. The door did look a bit blue this time. Looks like every new mirror dungeon door will have a different design. And disappear from time to time, I guess. I can hear rolling waves from the other side, I think. Good news, Ishmael, your PTSD. It's not over. In fact, it's just beginning. According to the information relayed to us via the device, it appears that the official designation for this new area summoned by the backdoor volatility will be Mirror of the Lake. Huh. Ishmael's eyebrows twitched. This is exactly what happened after we wrapped up Yi Sang's business. It seems too convenient to call it a coincidence, doesn't it? It's like these areas are tailor-made for each sinner. Faust? Mephistopheles' engine is designed to change and adapt every time a golden bough is retrieved. And the back door is also a product of the engine. It would not be a reach to theorize that the incidents with each sinner would affect the engine, which in turn influences the contents of the back door. In other words, it's pretty much a guarantee with each golden bough retrieval, we'll be getting a new zone from now on. Quite likely, yes. Okay, yeah, thanks for the explanation. To summarize, Ishmael's willingness to sharply and boldly question all things suspicious did not change at all, but, or maybe she just didn't like the fact that the word lake was even brought up. After the events at the Great Lake, maybe she was starting to take care not to be as blunt and scathing toward her fellow sinners. Not more than necessary anyway, God I hope. That's good, I'm relieved. Wait, that raises another question. Do ask. Are the golden boughs not immediately shipped to the headquarters by the after team as soon as we retrieve them? How can they affect the engines if they're not here? The answer to that question requires a rather lengthy explanation that I would be absolutely thrilled to deliver in as verbose a manner as possible. I cannot. Wait, hold up. How about we try to wrap this up as quickly as we can? Oh! I continue to suffer. We better get to someplace that's not constantly swaying. Yi Sang's really not having a good time out here. I did not take my medicine, for I assumed that we would be having a brief respite. I beg your forgiveness. Poor boy. I'll hear just the summary then. In summary, once the golden bough is retrieved, and when Limbus Company headquarters goes through a certain tuning process, Mephistopheles' engine and the golden bow's wavelengths will overlap, causing a resonance effect, which is a process that involves resonating with the golden bough in your head as well, manager. Like some kind of resonance tuning fork. That's how it works? Does that process not harm the executive manager? Also, I didn't know that Dante was a Wi-Fi hotspot. No, as you have witnessed it yourself. So once it is retrieved, the golden bough continues to affect those it resonated with. I see. Guys, we're done with the boring lectures. It's boring, and Yi Sang's dying. EWTL, I can't actually think of what that is. enough with the lecture. Thank you, Sinclair. Faust, this dungeon, we have to enter it now, don't we? It felt like I was going back on my promise after telling everyone that we could relax. I didn't like this one bit. But I think I already knew what Faust was going to say. Faust suggests that we explore the new zone as soon as we are able. As soon as we are able, which means we could take a day off though. Mephistopheles is still at a significant distance from the shores, and there are not many activities to do before reaching our next destination. This will be an appropriate exercise for us during this empty period. Oh. Executive Manager, I understand that you may feel uncomfortable going against your earlier orders. But consider the fact that this journey will continue on for quite some time. I believe that the resources and the combat experience that can be gained from this new area would be quite considerable. I nodded affirmatively. The sinners each began grumbling and aired their woes, but they still prepared to head into the dungeons once again. Thus we entered the newly formed door. And Mirror of the Lakes, you know, which I barely remember by this point. I much prefer Mirror of the Wuthering, to be honest. I quite like it. Well, that's done. Oh, we do go straight into Intervallo 3. No other minis. We just go straight in. Okay. Christmas. Crimbo. Crispmas. How the fuck is Christmas gonna happen on the boat? I don't know. We'll see. Tedium. Let's go in. I could do with some of those stopwatch things, so I need to get through these. As our voyage on the Great Lake extends, the list of things to keep the sinners entertained grows ever smaller. In a way, it sounds like a serious problem, but... Guys, anybody got any fun stories to tell? No, for the 30th time. I suppose repeating the exact same phrase that many times is a talent, if it could even be called that. If you're having trouble recalling what you said moments ago... She has repeated that phrase 28 times to be precise. At 30, I was planning to verify if she has suffered any damages to her occipital region. Maybe, but I think I did a good job regenerating her. I get it, I'm just that bored, okay? There's nothing to do anymore. I'm tired of playing the same game of backgammon again and again. I've never played backgammon, I don't know how to play. Good, I've got a job for you then. How about you start feeding the seagull on time for once? Somehow it became my responsibility after all of you got tired of taking care of it. We have a pet seagull now? I love the pet seagull. Yeah, we're going to have to let the seagull go once we're out of the Great Lake anyway. Why'd you even let yourself get attached to it? Oh no, we have to keep the seagull. It'll be our familiar. It will assist us in combat, like Scratch in Baldur's Gate 3. Just look at her. The way she looks at you, those woeful eyes. What, your average seagull eyes? My poor boy has a pet seagull. Be nice to him. It was abundantly clear that the sinners were starting to slowly expire from sheer boredom. Don't know if I can regenerate them from that. Really? Well, it's not really a problem that has a solution, and I had zero interesting stories to tell considering that I'm an amnesiac, so... all I could do was just sit here and watch the sinners suffer, which is funny in of itself. Putting them through the daily trials of the mirror dungeons wasn't the most exciting activity either. Which is funny, you'd think combat would at least be somewhat exhilarating. Heathcliff is gonna Heathflip. Speaking of which, Heathcliff appears to be the one least affected by this mess. Yeah, probably because his Kanto is next. Well, not that he was all calm and aloof, that is. These are Heathcliff noises. I'd say he's anxious. Virgilius. Oh. Oh! A frosty silence descended upon the sinners. And the source of that frost was the inexplicable event that played out before their eyes. Huh? Oh, Heathcliff, have you gone insane? Did you finally snap? This must be the side effect of the consultations. Maybe we can call this sense of self-preservation loss syndrome or something like that. SSPLS. Heathcliff. Shut your trap, I ain't mad, and my sense of self-preservation is just fine. Thank you. Impressive, Heathcliff. I rarely found myself surprised in this series of misadventures so far, but this is one of those rare occasions. Speak. What is your business? It's the, our next destination is T-Corp, innit? Do you really need me to answer that? You know what I'm talking about. Patience, Heathcliff, though that seems to be a virtue that most of you lack. If everything goes according to the flow, you'll make it to your appointment on time. Since I had no context for any of that, all I could do was sit here and watch as Heathcliff scratched the back of his head. I'm still out of the loop, but Heathcliff must be really anxious about something if he's willing to talk to Vergilius first, and after all that, that's not... What else could possibly be more important than the Wait. Heathcliff turned around to face us. Oi, any of you? You got any history with T-Corp? Show of hands now. None, not one, not even Yi Sang. I have, well, yeah, I have in a way. I resided in that place once, but Yi Sang's business is already concluded. Right, but we already did you, didn't we? Then, yeah, soon it'll be... But we're still in the middle of this mad lake. Oi, clockhead! What's today's date? How would I know? I'm a clock, not a calendar. Huh? Can't you tell the date? You got a clock for a head. But clocks and calendars are completely different things. Heath, that was your 30th side today. Keep doing that and you just might huff and puff our boat to pieces. Big and will be Heathcliff. Big bad and will be Heathcliff, beg your pardon. Tell us, Heathcliff, your turn's coming up, isn't it? I think Ishmael will be watching this with interest, because he's going to be like, you got on my case for acting up, but how are you going to cope? And whatever it is that awaits you there, you're going to have to prepare yourself for it. Yeah, I suppose. There's no use hiding it anymore. After some time... Right, so to summarize, Heathcliff's starting to feel like his turn's coming up, now that Ishmael's had her time in the ringer, and he's got good reason to believe that, because Vergilius handed him something in their last consultation that affirmed his suspicions, and according to that something, he'll need some fancy clothes and whatnot to refine his looks before we get to T-Corp. Oh, we're gonna play dress up with our boy. But since we're still so far from escaping the lake, you're starting to feel restless, is that right? Right on. So there's not much you can do about that before we hit solid ground, is there? Oh, come on, Heathcliff, that's it. Don't you worry, I can definitely help you with that as soon as we find land, okay? We don't even know how far away from land we are. It's true, we don't. Dante, we have reached the end of the scheduled work period for the sinners. They can all stop yapping now. Oh, yeah. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. We did a lot of business today, boys. Good job. I reflexively said my usual routine piece as the light alarm played. Man, that wasn't even a big deal then. I was hoping to see an act of dramatic bloodshed for once. Well, at least he wasn't trying to stir up trouble for once. The sinners each got up from their seats, yawned and stretched, and one by one disappeared into the back door. Oi, clockhead! Didn't know they knocked your wits off along with your head? Sorry, it's just fucking, it's quitting time. I don't get paid to stand here and listen to you. But Gregor isn't completely wrong, is he? Can't you even mince words at this point? Oh, yeah, but if we minced words, Heathcliff would be like, don't you mince words with me, boy! So it's a lose-lose. Gilius and Charon also walked into the back door, mocking grins on their faces, so Heathcliff's just having a shit time, I see. And I was left alone in the ship's cabin, standing awkwardly next to several severely crestfallen Heathcliff, the most violent member of the team. And Don Quixote, the second most violent member of the team. Ahem! Wait. There was another. Sir Heathcliff! What are you doing out here, girl? Run along, you. Go gush about the high and mighty fixers of T-Corp or something. I shall have plenty of time for that later, yet thou shalt do well to treat me well, Sir Heathcliff. What, you little... Oh, allow me to finish. Madge Esquire, Sir Heathcliff, come hither. Hush, hush. Don Quixote wore a confident smile. She slowly, gingerly walked over to presently and temporarily vacant Charon's seat and whispered ever so silently to us, "Forsooth, I have devised a splendid plan for thee." Oh no. I know what it is. She's going to tell him to write to Santa for a new outfit. She's like, you must write to Santa and ask for a nice suit. And he's gonna be like, that's fucking stupid, but I'll do it. And then the back door will open up and a bunch of fucking Christmas gremlins will come out. Am I right? I don't know. We'll see. It'll be pretty funny either way. So, what is this splendid plan of yours? I don't think there were words in this world expressive enough to describe that look on Heathcliff's face. It was certain that he had very scant expectations for Don Quixote and her plans, but there was this sliver of hope in his face that maybe, just maybe, Don Quixote might rise to the occasion for once. It was unclear whether Heathcliff's internal struggle mattered much to Don Quixote, however. She began excitedly describing her plan. Didst thou, Sir Heathcliff, ever hear a tale of the ancient and legendary fixer of Deviat's association, the Red Sack? Come on. The Red... What? What, like Virgilius? It is said that the legendary Red Sack carried out his deliveries no matter how terrible the terrain or arduous the journey to all corners of the city, and with him was his sidekick, Reindeer Man and Sleigh Boy. Forsooth, his magnificence hath given away gratuitous gifts for the children of the city that he deemed to be kind. 'Tis but common knowledge, Sir Heathcliff, he appeareth on the front cover of the Fixers Monthly every winter. Don Quixote asked, sounding genuinely shocked to learn that Heathcliff did not know of this Red Sack. What makes you think I'd ever read rags like that? Fie to thee! Rags, thou sayest, Madge Esquire, surely thou hast heard of this magnificent publication, with you and your amnesia and such? I knocked on my ticking clock head. I didn't really feel the need to spell it out for her. So none of thee has subscribed to it then? Mine words fell on deaf ears. Anyhow, what matters to thee, Sir Heathcliff, is that thou endeavoureth to make thyself more presentable than anyone else for this occasion, is it not? Finally getting to the point, eh? Go on. Marry, good sir, a costume most befitting that occasion would be those of the Red Sack and his sidekick, Reindeer Man and Sleigh Boy. Oh, this isn't going to end well, is it? What, like those ridiculous fixers del whatever? 'Tis not ridiculous. Fie, thou hast not even deigned to indulge mine only wish that we would cosplay fixers del ardiente together. Thou hast not even given it a chance indeed. Speak not on a matter thou know naught about. With all that talk of a splendid plan, I thought you were actually going somewhere, but it all comes around to that fixer nonsense again, eh? Oh, I don't even have the energy to beat the senses to you. I'll get to it later. 5 honest hits and a noggin should do it. When the sliver of hope on Heathcliff's face was beginning to rapidly fade. Prithee, share thy thoughts of the fixers that we have laid our eyes upon thus far. What? Embarrassing, were they? Remember, were they not fancy and impeccably dressed? Close not thy eyes and heart. Speak. Absolutely embarrassing, sods. Yeah, that spandex bloke from K-Corp looked like he leaped right out of a circus. Nay! Lord Siegfried was not embarrassing. I say that his outfit was rather dashing, wouldn't you agree? Allow me to explain to thee the materials of its fabric so that thy understanding... Oh, God. Excuse me. How do you even say that? Hi hither, Sir Heathcliff, I am yet unfinished. Oh, why is the girl so hyper today? Well, Lord Siegfried is a special outlier, mayhaps, but dost thou not agree that most fixers are all rather well dressed and honour upon their sleeves? Honour upon their what? I don't know about that, but I suppose they were quite posh. Exactly. Follow the eye, and thou shalt see thyself dressed as impeccably and impressively as the fixers are. Is that right? Oh, sod it, I know shite all about clothes or making myself look fancy. Right, so let's say I go along with your plan. Where are we going to get them clothes? Honestly, everyone was right. Where are we even going to pick up clothes in the middle of a lake? Aha! Yet I have thought of that as well. We're going to go fishing. Recall the events of yesterday, the sirens that echoed across this bust. Dost thou remember? Now that I think about it, there was a siren yesterday. It went off not long before I announced the close of business for the day, just like today. Well, actually, the siren we heard was the end of day siren, so that's different, but shh, don't worry about it. But Faust said that the backdoor volatility wasn't anything for us to worry about. Oh, we're gonna fuck with Mephistopheles, great. Yet, I was curious, how indeed doth Faust determine which volatility is useful and which is not? Thus, as all were crowded by the back door, preoccupied with returning to their respective quarters, I have secretly and stealthily availed myself the chance to take a glance at the screen and prove that I can read. So you took a peep at the screen. You know how to read those complex symbols? Nay, I myself had little hope of recognizing them, yet when I looked into them, I could very easily tell what the particular symbols on that device indicated. Forsooth, 'twas symbols of the red sack and the reindeer man, and next to them was sleigh boy, indicating posh outfits. No, it can't be that simple. Yeah, no, it can't be that simple. I agreed with Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote remained enthusiastic as ever, as though she was already expecting him to say that. Dost thou know? Every so often, certain symbols appear on the numerous doors past the back door. Oh, well, I went there once and nearly died or something. I'm not actually sure what happened. Every respite, every passing glance, I made sure to watch them carefully. And 'twas yesterday when, in the corridor, I spied myself the exact door with the exact same symbol that I witnessed on the screen. Don Quixote, you didn't. 'Tis my nature as an adventurer, manager Esquire, mine inability to quell the burning adventurous spirit. I prostrate before thee. Know that I have taken the sneakiest of peeks. Marry, 'twas naught too foolhardy. I have only taken a small peek. Just a gander, bruv. Just a little Scooby. And if I told thee that what I witnessed from within, that all my deductions and predictions have been proven true, could thee find within thyself compassion to spare mine soul? You absolute muppet, why in the bloody hell do you keep doing what everyone tells you not to? It's gonna have to be 6 hits to the noggin, I swear. Right, Heathcliff, I just don't understand why some people keep doing things that everyone tells them not to. I'd say there'd be a pointed look here, but Dante doesn't have a face, per se. Can't tell if I skipped dialogue there, hang on. Nah, it's all good. Okay. I remember when Heathcliff ignored all warnings and went into the restricted areas past the area of the corridor that we're allowed to use. We almost lost Heathcliff that day. It was a tad different this time, however. Back then, Heathcliff had no idea what was beyond that door. And this time, we do. Are you suggesting that we call everyone over to explore that place? Nay, the 3 of us will be more than sufficient to handle this task. All tales begin with a party of 3 indeed. Just like that NSP song. It's just you and me and a psychotic ninja, every girl's dream. You're just scared of the consultation, aren't you? I have nary a clue as to what you may be referring to. The answer to this predicament was right there. Tell them that it's too dangerous and shove them back into their respective rooms to rest up for tomorrow. Manager Esquire, that zone, indeed, it appeared to be a place most peaceful to mine eyes. 'Tis a simple task, is it not? All that we seek to do is enter there and avail ourselves of a few sets of clothes for Heathcliff. It was obvious that Don Quixote wasn't helping Heathcliff out of pure kindness of her heart. Maybe she hungered for an adventure, or maybe she thought she might be able to do that cosplay of the fixers she so admired. But if we can find Heathcliff some nice clothes to put his heart at ease, then... She's gonna get upset. Maybe I can do something about this before things get out of control, like it did last time when I just let a sinner's anxiety stew and exacerbate. It would be good to nip this in the bud, but it won't turn out that way. Fine, but we're turning around at the first sign of danger. Seriously? Come on, you were willing to do it if it meant that you could pick up some clothes. Well, I suppose we'll be okay as long as Clockhead's with us. Well said then. Let us reconvene tonight before Manager Esquire's quarters. We shall knock in the following rhythm. Knock, 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 knock. Then thou shalt whisper secret code, to which then I shall. Just go get some sleep. I really hope this won't be a waste of time. We agreed on a precise time before returning to our respective rooms. This is gonna go very poorly. We're gonna go ask Santa for clothes. Cause why not? Oh, this is a combat encounter. It occurs to me I don't have a lot of energy because I spent it all on modules in the hope of, you know, getting enough modules to claim my fucking refraction rewards, but it'll be fine. We're gonna get those stopwatches as well, pocket watches, lovely. Oh, interesting. Well then, this team's ideal, surely. Fuck it. We got a tank of the Heathcliff. We'll be alright. A dark, silent night. All are sound asleep. Within the bus boat, not a soul stirs, but for Don Quixote, Heathcliff, and Dante, for whom an adventure occurs. Thus we assemble. This better be worth the trouble. It will be worth every trouble, of course. Now, come hither. We quietly and sneakily followed Don Quixote, taking care not to make a noise. Except for those very loud footsteps. Surely Dante shouldn't talk because their words are projected directly into the brains of nearby sinners? Or are the sinners' brains able to translate the ticking? It occurs to me I don't actually know. Bloody hell, lass, don't you know what happened the last time I crossed it? God, jeez, fuck, shit. It is crap, I'm going home. Alas, it will be different this time. All you must do is follow the corridor immediately to the right of this delineation and open the door here. So they're the symbols she was talking about? Past the door, through the window, the symbols Don Quixote mentioned shimmered. Symbols that seemed to indicate a sack, a wrapped present, and what appeared to represent fancy clothes. So they're the red sack and the reindeer man's symbols, but where is Slayboy? Precisely. Right, I suppose you're the expert with these things. I'm going in. Oh, hold on, wait. Before I even had the chance to stop him, Heathcliff barged into the door. Didn't open it, just barged into it. And we found ourselves almost getting dragged in by his sheer fervor. Oh! We found ourselves in a rather sizable room with fucking presents everywhere! This place was decorated with numerous Christmas-themed ornaments, warm, cozy lighting reflected off the wooden flooring, and a maze of conveyor belts were installed all over the place. This place is... a factory? It's Santa's workshop, Dante! Quite! And what are those things? Those little children like... Hark! It is I, Don Quixote! What the hell is she doing? The little figures Heathcliff indicated didn't exactly look like children. They all froze for a moment before turning around in our direction. They weren't humans, that's for sure. Give me but a moment, I have already parleyed with these fellows. What happened to the sneakiest of peaks? Oh, Clockhead, something's coming this way. Oh wow, a small, but larger than others around it, figure scurried over and stood before us. Ah, Lady Don Quixote, you finally grace us with your presence once again, And just as you did before, poof, appearing from the most unexpected places again, And I'm sure that's a vocalization that makes more sense in Korean, but I have no idea what it is. Who's this, Don Quixote? The one who shall grant us the wonderful gifts indeed. He rubbed his hands, or what I assumed to be hands, together, looked up at us, and started. Pleased to make your acquaintance, You must be Lady Don Quixote's friend, My name is Dodora, gnome who works at this gift factory, And of course I make gifts here, A gnome? Indeed, a gnome! It's a fucking gnome! Was that supposed to be obvious? What are gnomes, anyway? So they're not humans, right? Yes, these fellows are not humans. They're gnomes. Yes, course, not human gnomes. Didn't think non-humans were allowed in the sea. I don't think we're in the city anymore. They're not abnormalities or distortions either. They're something else. The city. I knew it. Well, why does it matter if they are not humans? What truly matters is the heart with which they commit themselves to work, that is. Of course. You're absolutely right, milady. Didn't that Dodora gnome say something weird about the city just now? So that wasn't just me, huh? Well, this is Dodora cut in our conversation. Do the friends of Lady Don Quixote wish for any present, Ohms? Say, we have fancy clothes and powerful weapon, or delicious cookie, Fancy clothes? So you really have them? Looks like we've got a winner, Well then, please, this way. The gnome said something about introducing us to the reception hall and led us to a certain room in his scurrying gait. This seems more like a storage space than a reception hall. It's almost as if we're being led into a big old trap and are just not picking up on it. Oh, behold, there is a warm fireplace and a table in this cozy place. What more could they possibly ask for? And we have some delicious refreshments ready for you as well, Please wait a moment, and I'll be right back with the gifts you want, Yeah, I'm changing the voices constantly. It's almost as if I'm not a voice actor. And I'm just doing silly voices for the fun of it. The gnome bowed, opened the door, and scuttled out of the room. Are reception halls usually this barren? I've never been in one before, so I had no idea if this was what they were supposed to look like. I had to ask. Especially because it was starting to get pretty obvious, even with my rather limited experience, that there was something off about this whole situation. I have once heard the rumor that this kind of decor has been catching on in recent years. Very chic. Yeah, I've heard that too. Apparently it's popular for some blokes to just deliberately leave their stuff lying around in some half-finished looking buildings. Getting a little too close to home there, buddy. Is that what this is? Still thy heart, Manager Esquire. I shall personally be responsible for this expedition and claim ourselves shiny gifts. Well, if push comes to shove, I could nab some of these. I saw them packing some shiny, expensive-looking stuff over there. No thievery this time, Heathcliff, as the incident with the hair coupons already left thy mind. Oh, blimey, fine. Heathcliff was as foul-mouthed as always, but it was evident from his relaxing expression that his anxiety was starting to ease. Maybe the fact that we're here, about to find what we're looking for, was a comforting thought. We'll see how long that lasts. Heathcliff, is it that important that you dress well for this occasion? Huh? Oh, yeah. A rather delicate but gently smouldering hearth, calm, silent air, a perfect atmosphere to bring up uncomfortable subjects for some honest heart-to-heart. Yeah, because this'll work. It always does. Or is someone waiting for you there? Someone who you'd like to dress up for? Ah, Dante. Heathcliff is in dire need of romance advice, and you're in just the right position to provide it. Well, I suppose you're not completely wrong. Just mostly, like you normally are. Oh, a secret, is it? Don Quixote excitedly and loudly dragged her chair up close to Heathcliff, thereby absolutely smashing the sensitivity of the moment and ensuring that no discussion will be had. I have to go back as a successful man, as someone of great worth. So that they'll know that I've changed, that I'm no longer that witless brigand Heathcliff. That's why I have to dress posh when I return, to appear like a man of quality. Oh, hath someone stoked the fire of envy in thy stomach? Is this about revenge, like Ishmael? Revenge. Heathcliff leaned back on his chair. It creaked as he rocked gently back and forth. All he needs now is a smoking pipe and a cheap ale. There was a look of deep introspection on his face, which was, if my memory serves me right, a first. Well, I suppose you could call it revenge, but what I really want to do is make her regret. Yeah, that's what this is. I'll show them. I'll trample over those bastards who thought I wasn't worth shite. So that she'll regret not choosing me. So that she will feel that regret down to the deepest reaches of her heart. I'll prove to Kathy, there we go, that there was no better man for her than I. Kathy. Remember the Kathy! We'll find out what that means specifically. Heathcliff's eyes tremble a little as he speaks her name. He's mentioned that name before. His eyes trembled then, too. This Kathy must be someone pretty important to you. I do enjoy stating the obvious. Of course, bloody important. So, what happened between the two of you? Between you and Kathy? Catherine, to be exact, and I call her Kathy. It's a long and complicated story, and judging by the expression on my face, I'm not entirely inclined to share it. Allowed mine intuition to speak for thee. This Kathy must be thy lover, is she not? Whoa, wait, is that what she is to you? Well, no, it's nothing like that. Maybe a little. I didn't actually know he was going to say that. Okay, maybe a little bit. He's stuttering like Sinclair on a bad day. Heathcliff lad, I know you too well. While his disposition was as brusque as always, I could clearly see that he couldn't stop himself from smiling from a mere mention of her name, and that gave me more than enough answers. Every sinner had a reason for joining Limbus Company, so maybe Heathcliff joined Limbus Company for this Kathy person. Makes me wonder what kind of a person she might be, though. Someone that special, that precious to Heathcliff? Don't be so overdramatic, that ain't me. Couldn't be me. Absolute solid rock stone I am. Now, I do this not out of my obligations as the manager, but I'm starting to think that I want to help you out, so that you can be the best man you can be for her. And the first step will be to not beat up that small Don Quixote-shaped figure next to you. You know, I know you were gonna, but that would be the first step to being a good best man, is it, if you didn't? Indeed, we shall all be people of quality. Kerthunk. I heard a door open in that very moment. It wasn't the reception hall door, that one was made of wood and wouldn't make the sound that I just heard. This sound came from over there, away from us, from a dark corner of the room. Then we heard sounds of metal scraping against wood. It was accompanied by a howling blizzard. So those were sleigh marks, huh? It's Sleigh Boy! The huge sleigh made its way across the wooden floor on the marks that were already on the floorboards. It was flanked by several gnomes. The sleigh was red, and the sacks on it were either black or red. So when does Rudolta come into play exactly? They were all littered with flesh and blood. Oh, spooky. Daughter, we've got your next batch of ingredients right here. Poof, my back off. Call friend of, just think about the looks on our friends' faces when they open the present homes. All is Guaffy, of course. Well, Guaffy. Home. The gaggle of gnomes, who were walking in our direction as they chatted and gossiped, froze in place upon noticing us. Quit lollygagging, all. Quit chit-chatting and help us out, all. We got a lot to process, all. Plus, we've brought some live ones this time, all. Oh boy. I think I saw some sacks on the sleigh move. No, they were thrashing, like something was trying to escape. Is that? Grab your weapon, girl. What is the matter with these fellows are but hard-working? Hello, is there someone out there? Please help, get me out of here. I don't want to be turned into a Lego set. Oh, what a joyous day. Oh, this one's fresh, oh. No, but they're humanoids. Did manager Dodoro bring them home? How did he manage to bring in humans so fresh, oh? So, all along, thy factory has been... Oh boy. I could hear a familiar voice coming from the other door in the room as Don Quixote stood there flabbergasted. Dodoro's done a blunder, that sleigh wasn't supposed to be coming here, Don't you worry, just a little game between us gnomes. That's your excuse? Master Dodo. Dodoro's listening, Tell me the contents of those sacks. Raw material for presents, of course, Besides Lady Don Quixote, Dodoro's prepared those fancy clothes for you and your friends to wear, Why don't we head right out to where... What? Raw materials? Are they? Oh, Dodoro's tired of lions, humans like you. You lot, what did I say about using this storage space? I told you this one was off limits, What are you gonna deliver nothing but disappointment to our neighbors? Even now they await gifts from our factory, Oh, my bad, I already told the factory director, look forward to this batch, Huh. What was I thinking? This was absolutely not worth it. I know what you're thinking, Clockhead. So quit sighing and start strategizing. We gotta get out of here, yeah? Yeah, sitting here and feeling sorry for myself won't do anything. It never did. Got it. Grab your tool, fresh locally produced materials coming up, Right then, let's crack on, you little shitbags. It's gonna be 2 on however many. I hope these guys are weak. That's convenient. But there's 4 waves. But it is 1-on-1. Is it a focused encounter? No, it isn't. Okay, Don Quixote. Yeah, that's pretty simple. We'll play it nice and chill. Don't proc the counters, there's no fucking point. Get him, Heathcliff. Yeah, that damage was shit. I love it. I'd like to say this music is bumping, but it's not. But it is pretty fun. Get him, lad. Get him. Oh yeah, the stagger. You love to see it. Oh, he's absolutely tearing up. No chance. Humanomes! I dare say. Oh, baby, we're going full gluttony! Fuck them up. They will not survive this turn. Of that, I am relatively sure. Oh. Beautiful. Yeah, no chance. Do you guys like forensics? Because that's all we're doing today. Ah, now we're actually, although they're doing a lot of defense skills, so we'll actually be alright. I like getting to focus on these 2 IDs because they're 2 of my favorites, so I'm quite happy. Off you fucking go. Get him out of my sight. Easy. Too easy. Ah, but wait, there's more. But we do have the same amount of attacks as they do, so it's not so bad. Big damage. Massive damage! Get him. God, I love the wrap-up. It's such a good clasher. I mean, like, not in the grand scheme of things, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's better than Forensics. But that damage is real. So real. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's going for it. Nice to let these two flex for a bit, especially since we didn't really use Heathcliff at the end of the Refraction Railway. I wanted to, it's just I didn't feel it was the best tactical choice. Now we just get to play for a bit. But if this, I doubt it'll actually stay this way, but if this Intervalo is actually focused on Heathcliff and Don Quixote, I think that could be a really fun dynamic. I absolutely wouldn't blame them if they brought the rest of the sinners in, and I wouldn't be sad, but I'd also be quite happy if it just stayed with these two, because it's actually really cool. I like it. I think we could do with more mini stories which focus more on specific sinners. Give them time in the sun. Off you go. Damn, Heathcliff got a lot of kills in that fight. He did very good. Oh, these were some fierce swords. The fault lies with me. Ahab was wrong. The fault lies with me. The light of confidence had completely faded from Don Quixote's face. So did her enthusiastic voice. No, I should have thought this plan through. Well, if we were to find someone to blame, the biggest fault would lie with me, the manager. Maybe I should have turned around the moment I sensed that something was off. Ah, alas! With that, Don Quixote marched toward the now abandoned sleigh. This is... Several mutilated bodies tumbled to the ground as soon as Don Quixote undid the knot tying the sack. Oh, I was afraid this is what we'd find inside that sack. There were a total of 7 or so people in the sack, but they were all missing a few limbs. They were barely breathing, and some of them had already perished. I've never seen their style of clothing before. Looks like we're pretty far from where we were. I've seen similar worn and torn clothing in the back streets, but the clothing they wore was of materials and styles I had not seen before. The back door must have sent us pretty far. Faust did tell me that each district within the city had different cultures and such, so... Doesn't really matter, does it? They'll all die soon, and it's not like you can turn the clock for them. Let's just get back to the boss. Nay, here, this person is intact. Hark! Get a hold of thyself. Art thou the one who requested our help earlier? A grip thy must get. Oh my god, it's a small child. Okay. Oh, you. Wonderful, great, cool. Damn gnomes. Gnoming up the place.
이것까지가 내 직감이었어. 이번에도 틀리진 않았지?
Guess that means we'll have to bring back Yi Sang. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. That I get to bring back my boy. Your clothes are all weird looking. I guess you're not from the village? Nope. The child was dressed in torn and faded clothing. From the way she looked at us, I could tell that she found us rather fascinating, I dare say. Hang on, let me Google that to make sure I'm not stupid. Nope, it's a typo. Oh, Limbus. Oh. Aren't you glad I provide this service of documenting these typos on video, even though I'm 100% certain no one from Project Moon watches these videos? But if they did, they'd find all these typos they could fix. She soon woke up from her momentary shock. Anyways, thank you for saving me. My name's Crayon. Wow, your parents didn't like you very much. And, Clockwork Teeth. The kid pointed at me and backed away in terror. I don't have teeth. The bloody hell are you talking about? That's Clockhead. The name's Clockhead. That's Clockhead. My name's Dante. Clockhead, but I heard that the clockwork teeth look like clocks. I guess I also heard that they don't show up this high. I've never seen a monster like that before, though. Aha, but they are not a monster. This is none other than our very own Manager Esquire. Thanks for the intro, I guess. But I can't hear anything but the tick-tocking of the clock. Well, Manager Esquire has their reasons. Art thou unharmed? Yeah, unlike everyone else. Looks like the other people who were dragged here with me weren't so lucky, though. The child looks at the mutilated corpses with a despondent look on her face. Don Quixote casts a sympathetic gaze. So they were all neighbors from thy village. Yeah, but our village will soon send the hunters to save us. Oh, let's get the bloodborne shit in here, let's go. Fear the old blood. By the gods, fear it, Lawrence. As long as they can get here, they can... Hunters? I wasn't sure what exactly she was talking about, so I was about to ask her what she meant. Apparently not remembering that she can't understand a word you're saying anyway. But this reception hall, storage room, suddenly began to fill with gas of unknown origin. What's this now? Hop, quick, hold thy breathing. It's helium. If we breathe it in, we'll sound really, really silly. An odd plume of gas, its hue red and green, begins to fill the room. This gas is the same gas from when I was kid, nah. The three of them, including Crayon, passed out and slumped to the floor. Yeah, something like this has happened before, when we walked right into a room full of toxic gas, which killed everyone, except me. Looks like this gas only knocked them out, though. That's a relief, at least. Guess I should consider myself lucky that my clock head isn't affected by these things. Ah, that's not good. I gotta hide. As soon as I hid myself in a corner, a crowd of gnomes rushed through the same door Dodoru came through. Gas masks, so they use sleeping gas on us. Oh, is that all that's left of Manager Dodoru? All that talk of snagging 3 top-notch raw materials, and now look at him, a pile of meat, 1, 2, 3, all accounted for, I suppose, They're all fast asleep with the sleeping powder, so don't you worry yourselves about harming the good homes. Well, let's move the good homes. They picked up Don Quixote, Heathcliff, and Crayon one by one, and loaded them onto the sleigh. Sleigh boy! With that, they left, closing the door behind them. And through it all, I couldn't do anything but watch. Right, looks like this is my time to shine. I'll rescue the 3 of them with my combat skills. No way. I should have listened when Ishmael offered to teach me self-defense. Yes, you should have, actually, 100%. You should at least carry a weapon, for God's sake. Even if it's just a knife. Something. What do I do? This harsh truth dawns on me every time we face total annihilation. The truth that, on my own, I am completely useless. If they were with us, I could at least bring them back. But none of the sinners are here with me. What good am I without them? It's a miracle that I managed to survive this far. Miracle? What miracle? Go on, get a hold of yourself. Great, now I'm hearing things. You're not hearing things, Manager. We're actually here. You're an idiot. Do you even know what a mess it was up there when we realized that the 3 of you just vanished into thin air? I bolted up and looked towards the voice. There, I saw another door. And from it, the rest of the sinners appeared one by one, and oh boy, is Faust gonna kick my ass if Vergilius doesn't get there first. Guys, it's really convenient that you're here. I need people to go die for me. Oh boy, looks like I forgot about that slightly spoiled ingredient. Oh. I will inquire about this incident later, Dante. For now, command us in this battle. Oh yeah, let's fuck them up. This will be easy. Now we've got the team, full team. You guys are so fucked. Man, I miss win rate gaming. I mean, yeah, I do it off camera in like simulation mirror dungeons, but I haven't been able to do it on camera in quite a while. And let me tell you, it's quite relaxing. Yeah, we're losing some clashes, but who fucking cares? I don't think these gnomes could take Honglur anyway. Maybe if they all ganged up on him, but they won't, so it's not gonna happen. Oh, Sinclair. Go on, buddy, hit him with the good shit. Yeah. Whap. Wabams. That guy is fucked. I dare say. Too easy. Come on. I just did the fucking railway. This is nothing. Bunch of gnomes. Can't be asked.
가볍게 부어서 부탁드립니다.
Too weak.
역시
Yes.
남이 타주는 차가 가장 맛있죠.
Good. Now I need to spend lunacy on energy because we don't have any. And people will be like, no! And I'm like, whatever. Look, I did it. See, we got the lunacy back. It's all good. Everything's fine. My plan is to clear 6 so that we're halfway through, and then next episode we can go through the other half, and then we'll be on good footing. We'll be at a good pace. Thanks, everyone. How did you find me? Did you just follow the sound of ticking? We entered via the back door, you know, the way you did. Your signals were no longer detected from within the bus's premises, which presumably means everyone freaked the fuck out. Then every sinner was immediately summoned from their respective rooms for the search. Oh. And so soon after our break started, Dante, let's try to not do anything like this again, Even if you are the executive manager, rogue behavior such as this poses too great a risk. Please be wary of that. I'm sorry. So how did you guys find us? I have deduced it. 'Twas me all along. As of late, Heathcliff was in a constant state of uneasiness. Considering the nature of our circumstances, I conjectured that there was aught that he had to do before our arrival at Teacorp. On the day in which the backdoor volatility siren echoed, Don Quixote made a relatively delayed return to the back door. And come the next day, she requested from me and Miss Faust an encyclopedia of common symbols used in the city. Yes, so Faust lent her a few volumes. Ever since receiving the volumes, Miss Don Quixote sat next to me and perused the pages with a rather enthusiastic expression on her countenance, although I could not converse with her on account of my conditions. I do recollect that the following words were repeatedly uttered: cosplay, costumes, sack, sleigh boy. In summation, I surmised that Miss Don Quixote witnessed a series of symbols that caught her attention when the siren blared. And Faust was aware of the door on which those symbols were drawn. Based on that information, the sinners were able to find their way here. Good detective work, gang. Well done. We engaged several entities of the corridor on our path to this door. Good thing we only ran into weaklings, though. An irreversible death of a sinner could have occurred in the process. Well, surely I could have just gone over there and rezzed them, you know. Do you understand? Engaging hostile forces in your absence carries an exceedingly high level of risk. We could have been lost forever in some corner of the corridors as bodies, never to be revived nor retrieved. Please comprehend the weight of your responsibilities and the risks your independent action carries. You must survive, Executive Manager, no matter what. Do I make myself clear? Getting a little flustered. I'd never seen Otis look at me like that. Her gaze was cold and ruthless. Your survival was a lucky coincidence, Dante. The sequence of those symbols are not supposed to be interpreted in such a haphazard manner. I'm really sorry. I don't know what else to say. I believe that is enough, but... Yeah, Don Quixote, Heathcliff. Where'd the pair run off to? Oh, that's... I told them exactly as the events transpired. Seriously, how'd you three even manage to survive this far? Alright, Manager Bard, I'm sure you've heard enough from the others, so I won't say more, but where exactly are we? Hey, which district is this? This cold. We must be somewhere in one of the northern districts of the city, or... We are not in the city. It's just straight up not in the city. Just 100% not in the city. God damn. There's some outskirts shit. What do you mean? I mean that we are not in the city. Those intelligent organisms, called gnomes, are part of a species surviving in the outskirts. Commonly known as monsters of the outskirts. Oh, monsters again, after all that we faced at the lake. They weren't exactly like the whales, though. We could communicate with the gnomes. They were just like people, except smaller, and they said "om" at the end of everything. So we're in a completely different region of the outskirts. I would have liked to have explored the area if the circumstances permitted. Look, this structure seems to have been custom built for the gnomes. considering how small everything is here. We're really lucky that the doors are big enough for us to get through. If this is the outskirts, we can go back, right? As long as the door we entered through remains open, yes. It is open, for now. What if it closes? Then, an unexpected journey begins. We'll have to trek the distance from the outskirts back to the city, which will be a significant endeavor in both time and effort. Isn't that a bit dangerous? Where's this down coming from, huh? Huh? Oh, I've struck gold! Get your tool! Oh, Dante, come hither to the back of the line. And you stay there until we tell you otherwise. The door slammed open and gnomes began flooding into the room. We prepared ourselves for battle. This will be a breeze. Merceau is well equipped for a game of Whack-A-Gnome. Good stuff. I don't feel the need to show too much of this combat because we just did 5 incredibly combat-heavy videos, so I think we can skip it a bit. We're here for story now. I can see their similarities with humans, but they certainly aren't humans. Notice how the music has taken on a much eerier tone now. I don't know if that was there before. Except for their odd verbal quirk, these monsters are impressively communicative. I don't even know if they should be categorized as monsters, although what they're doing to people is pretty bad. The definition is often arbitrary. Some may call them monsters, yet others may call them members of a different sentient race. I appreciate your analyses, but we should probably get moving. We still don't know where Heathcliff and Don Quixote are. You always say the right things at the right time, Executive Manager, and so handsomely as well. Exploring the outskirts will carry higher risks than our usual operation grounds. To ensure the manager's safety, we must first establish a more structured plan. Boom! Well, I'd say the easiest answer would be to leave the 2 of them, but the easiest path isn't always the right one. Ishmael kicked open the door the gnomes rushed in from. Come on, let's go. We'll protect the manager and save Heathcliff and Don Quixote. That's a good plan. I like that plan. That's a solid plan. Good job, Ishmael. It's a good plan. I like a good door kicking. You know, it just occurred to me that the gnomes are weak to, like, wrath and gluttony, which are red and green, which are the Christmas colors. I just got that. That's fun. Get him, Honglu. Yeah! Woo! Fun. Good stuff. Alright, well, that's 6-6. Looks like we're done for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna check this real quick. Oh, I need 500 to get Ryoshu. That is the most, like I said before, that is the most important thing. But I do want all of this stuff because it'll be very fucking useful. Especially these. For, you know, setting up the team for Kanto 6. In fact, this event happening now might have been like an absolute lifesaver for me. Greatly appreciate it. But that's all for today. I've really enjoyed the Intervallo so far. It's actually been a ton of fun. Like, from a completely not practical, not looking at the situation realistically perspective, it is a shame that the Intervallos aren't voiced because, you know, I always like listening to the Sinners talk. It is very enjoyable. And also doing all of that talking and then putting on funny voices for the fun of it does fuck up my throat something fierce, but people have mentioned to me multiple times that these intervallos will not be voiced so that more of them can be produced, you know, because voice acting is expensive and timely, or time costly. It takes a lot of time is what I'm saying. So I don't begrudge them that decision at all. I'd rather have more intervallos than less intervallos that are voiced, personally. As long as the cantos are voiced, that's all I care about in that respect. So yeah, fuck it. Keep doing as you're doing, PM. I'm more than happy with it, and this has been a great time. And it was fun reading them myself, actually. I get to put on silly voices, and I know they're dumb, but they're fun to do. So it does make it more enjoyable in that respect. It makes it more fun to present, I suppose. Like, voiced intervallos are more fun to experience. Non-voiced intervallos are more fun to present. So there are honestly upsides to both. And like I said, I'm perfectly happy with this style that they're doing. As long as we just get more character moments and more stuff, great. Happy, but I'm just repeating myself now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We will presumably be finishing off 5.5 next time. Special thanks to Crystallite, Summercat, Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Lyle the Hagsire, Lip Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Heartland, Harrick J, Dresso, Sion Diston, Slol, Final Legend, Ethrabin, Linky, Xeon Cedar, Bimblewatts, Majoko, Mymoon, Alkia, Sweet Baby Red, Jessicitty, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Lepa Lullaby, K-Bub, Magical, The Frostbite, Monsoon, Warmaster Oku, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny, TA100 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. Oh yeah, I forgot. because someone on my Patreon list was curious about it when I mentioned that in the final part of the Refraction Railway, it took me fucking ages and they wanted to see it uncut. So I posted an uncut version of the final railway fight for the paid members on Patreon. So, I don't know, I guess this is the first time I'll ever advertise to Patreon. If you're interested in watching that, then you can go be a patron. You don't have to put in much. $1 will do. It's just a tip jar, so it's not like there's tiers or anything, and it's entirely up to you. I ain't fussed if you decide not to, but if you want to watch it, it's over there. It's 3 hours long. I guess I was doing a bit of hyperbole when I was talking about how long it was. It didn't actually turn out that long, but 3 hours is still quite lengthy. So if you like unabridged, unedited, long-form content, it's there right now. And if there's a demand for it, maybe I'll post more unedited stuff there in the future. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, and whatever happens next time, and I mean, I have already fought these things before in the mirror dungeon, and I fought the boss, so it's not going to be particularly difficult, but like I said, we're here for story, not really for combat, because we did the combat stuff, so I'm looking forward to it regardless, and I hope you are too, and I hope I see you there. Toodles, goodbye.